Good morning, everyone. I'm in one of the three villages that comprise the wider village of Luxborough in West Somerset, bordering on Exmoor. As you can see today, I'm walking, I'm not on my bike. And the reason for that, well, two reasons really. One, I wasn't going to bring my bike anyway, because it's quite muddy and very hilly around here. And also my bike's off the road at the moment. It's one of the shifters has broken and I've had to order a new one, and it's not getting fitted until I get back. So on two legs rather than two wheels today and this week. I'm just leaving Luxborough Village Hall, and it's a walk I've done elements of it before, but some of it is new. Why am I here? Why am I here? The big question, meaning of life. Why am I in West Somerset in November? Good question. Now, I came here last year after a weekend retreat I went to on the edge of the Peak District in Derbyshire, and I decided to travel on to West Somerset afterwards for a week, which I did, and I did a week's walking in the most amazing autumn woodland for which this area is known. Beautiful beech woods. Quite a bit of forestry commission as well, but it's just so beautiful at this time of year. Today is low clouds and a bit drizzly. We're not expecting any sun today, but next week the rest of the week looks absolutely brilliant. So good. So it's a bit damp. I can feel the low clouds. Might have to wipe the camera lens a few times. It's a strange village, Luxborough, because there's three tiny villages which are a little bit quite separate from each other under the umbrella of Luxborough. I got here yesterday, drove down here from Leeds. I imagine it's going to be a bit muddy, but hopefully not as muddy as it was this time last year. Look at that. Last year was really muddy because it was after all the storms we had in October. So we're coming to a junction. I need to check where we're supposed to go next. We're heading along here. I'm deliberately choosing woodland walks this week because that's what I've come here for, just to lose myself, not literally, hopefully not literally. Okay, enclose myself in woodland. My safe place. Look at that little stream. Any videos I'm making this week are will focus on things like mental health and stuff. So if you don't want to hear all about that, do turn the sound off. I mean, I won't be talking about it all the time, but one of the reasons I'm here is to try and get my head together, as indeed it was last year when I was here. And I just find the woodlands around here just so, I don't know, friendly, safe place. I was very ill last week. I caught norovirus, a really bad dose of it. I think my body was so exhausted, and my mind, after dealing with my mum, getting her into the new care home, which incidentally she hates as much as all the others. It was so stressful. It's really stressful moving someone with dementia. And we chose the best care home in the best location, with the best room in the house, with the best view, the best care, the best everything. And she hates it. And she's rude to the staff and just quite unpleasant, really. And I think the whole thing must have just wound down my defences and immune system. And they do say, don't they, that you can make yourself ill. And I was ill, very ill. I was in bed for virtually a week. I couldn't eat or anything. I was just throwing up everything. Really bad, really bad. And I was worried I wouldn't be well enough to come down here, but it's remarkable how the body does recover. Well, I've lost a bit of weight, as you can imagine. Look at this. So all the more reason to come here and just be here, away from it all, because it has been awful. Everything's been awful. And I'll be going back to awful next week. Terrible, terrible situation with my mum. And throughout I've just been dreaming of being in this area. In fact, I've been thinking about it all year. It's definitely the right time to come here. November. I think last year when I came was a bit later in November, but it doesn't really make any difference. The colours are amazing. And you get so many beech trees, which are just incredible. I took lots of photos last year, and there's a video I did just of the mini videos and photos from last year. Look, here's a little stream. I'm staying in an amazing cottage in Exford. It took about half an hour to drive here to Luxborough. Oh, this is lovely. And yes, I have let people know where I am today. I'm walking on my own. For safety. Oak leaves here, beech leaves. Bracken, all sorts. That decaying end of year feel. And a few pine trees. You do get an awful lot of pine trees around here. But they're beautiful in their own way. Haven't really done any exercise since my last bike ride video because I've been so poorly after, well, and also the days preceding moving mum into the new care home. Look at this. This walk is in a book of Exmoor walks we bought a few years ago, and I'll show it on screen if I remember. You'll also find a map at the start of this video. So it's quite dark and gloomy today, but I don't have a problem with that at all. I really don't. In a way, it's more enveloping and like the big arms of the sky and the woodland hugging you. And if I find a walk that I really love this week, I might do it again this week, but the other way around, for example. You often see things differently when you do it the other way around. I haven't been to see my mum this week because I was recovering from norovirus. My sister did twice. Said Mum was in a terrible state. She was crying, she was pacing up and down the corridors with a coat on, wanting to get out, and saying that she'd been put here against her will, and she, didn't know she was going to move here, even though we've involved her at every stage. Wanting to go back home, back to the marital home, which was sold 12 years ago when my dad died. Asking if we've all been kicked out of our homes, thinking she's been kicked out of her home and imprisoned in this care home. Coming out of the wood now. The staff at the care home have had to separate her from the other residents because she was upsetting them. So she's having to have her meals separately and so on. And they're working out how to deal with her, even though they are specialists in dementia care. It is so terrible watching someone decline like this. It takes us down to Churchtown, which I remember from a walk I did last year. One of the many annoying things about a relative with dementia is you, or us, shall we say, the carers, the family, should we say, because we're all supposed to behave as the perfect people with a relative with dementia. We're supposed to think, oh yeah, all this behaviour, it's the illness, it's not them. Let's be calm, let's say this, let's do that, you're supposed to do X, Y, Z. But, yeah, fine. Except I just want to scream. I want to scream at her. I want to scream at the illness. I want to scream at how it's affecting my mental health and my sister's mental health. I want to lose my temper, I want to be angry. I want to shout that we've moved heaven and earth to get her into this perfect care home in the area where she lived all her married life, overlooking the park. And it's eating up all our inheritance, of course. It's costing an absolute fortune. I know that shouldn't be a number one priority, but you've got a situation where they don't want to be in a care home, they don't want to be alive. They want to be dead, because they tell you that all the time, and you're having to pay through the nose. Yeah. I told you I'd be going on a bit, but that's why I'm here. That's why I've come here this week, to get it off my chest, to get my head together. Because I've also got all the other things going on, haven't I? And I'm actually back in, I'm having some therapy because my anxiety disorder was getting really bad, PTSD, whatever you want to call it. That tiny little shed. If you've seen those pictures of the storm that we had in Yorkshire, and the picture of my husband's garden shed destroyed because a massive limb from the sycamore tree fell on the roof. Anyway, he's got a new shed now. He was putting it together and he went and hammered his hand instead of the wood, and he's broken his finger. Shouldn't laugh, should I? Definitely damp today. So I think we join the lane here and we head down into the village. Oh, it's my dad's birthday today, the 9th of November. Who would have been? How old would he have been? He would have been 104. Gosh. 104. Happy birthday, Dad, wherever you are. I wish you could help us with this blooming dementia, I really do. You do wonder if they're all sitting there, but they all being my dad and my mum's parents and so on, sitting there on the clouds, twanging their harps, or whatever people do in heaven if there's such a place, looking down over the edge of the cloud at me and my sister, trying to do our best for our mum. And I wish they could help in some way, if they are, if that's such a thing. Here. Here's the sign. Public footpath, Monkham Hill. It's a real little sunken path, this, isn't it? An ancient path, track, a bit muddy, but not as muddy as last year. Misty, murky, moisty view. One with, what's that Sea Lice Band song? One misty, moisty morning when cloudy was the weather. The old Keats poem, Seasons of Mists and Mellow Fruitfulness. I think we're past the fruitfulness stage. There's a few brambles, blackberries left. It's one of those days where you get quite warm, but because it's damp, you kind of get a mixture of sweat and drizzle. Another thing I did last year that worked out very well was still on British summertime. Despite the clocks changing, I haven't changed mine. So it gives me an hour extra daylight, if you like. Everything shifted an hour, and that worked out really well last year. Looks like we're nearing the top. It's quite damp, my hair's quite wet, but I don't care. I don't care. Gates. Oops. Let's knock the gate over. Not a very secure gate. Coming up to a load of sheep. I bet they run as soon as they see me. Here we go. Very grubby looking sheep. Here they go. Look at them all. So little lamb's now a teenager has got a bit of a stick stuck. I wonder if it's stuck in its body, but I can't do anything about that. Better than cows. I don't like cows. Not when I'm walking. Or even cycling for that matter. I've had a mad cow, well not literally, but a cow charging down the lane behind me at one point when I was on my bike, which was a bit scary. Certainly made me cycle up the next hill really, really fast. Look at you. You're very grubby, sheep, very grubby. And so am I. The mud's getting into my boots, even though these are high ankle boots. Look at you, you silly billies. Crazy sheep. The mud is quite red here. Oh, everything's damp. I was wondering whether to put the waterproof housing on the camera, but decided against it, because then you've got to have a separate microphone with a phone and all that, because you can't hear anything as it covers up the microphone. So I've just got the normal housing, so fingers crossed it'll be okay. Anyway, this is very nice, isn't it? And we're going downhill now. It's a bit, as we say in Yorkshire, clarty. Is that a saying that goes beyond Yorkshire? Does everyone say the mud's a bit clarty? I think it's one of those words that kind of sum it up. It sounds like it. Clarty. There's a name for words, isn't there? I can't remember what it is. Like squish, splat, things like that. This is like those clouds that when you're on an aeroplane, you go up through them and up above them. After a lot of foggy, suddenly, it's all bright blue. With a cushioning of clouds like cotton wool below. We've got a little bit of gorse up there. As I was driving here, I was driving down a valley like this, and there was a whole flock of birds just flew over all over the place. It was just quite atmospheric, really. More woodlands coming up. We love woodland. It's really misty, murky over there. I imagine that if it wasn't all misty, murky, you might be able to see, or maybe you wouldn't, over to it's not the sea, it's the Bristol Channel. We need to cross a ford, which is hopefully crossable before we turn off. Oh, this might be the ford. Monkham Hill. Yeah, it's the kind of place that you can wash your boots, and not a lot of point because I just get muddy again. Here we are. So we do go up here. We should come to the crossroads of paths just up here. This is a bit muddy. Oh yes. Ouch. It went right in. I tried to reach out to hold on to the spiky gorse, which is not a good idea. Right, we're not at the crossroads of paths yet. But the lane that we will be turning off on is half of the lane that I went down last year, which was incredibly beautiful. Oh, this is incredibly beautiful too. Let's have a look around. What have we got? All sorts. We've got bracken, we've got a fir tree, all sorts. This beautiful woodland. It's one of the places I always think of if I need to think of a safe place, if things get a bit too much. Look at it, you could just escape. You need to be in woodland when life is getting a bit shitty. And don't say, oh, but there's loads of people worse off than you. I know. And I know there are a lot of people who have to care for their relatives who have dementia. They have to care for them at home, and that must be just hideous. My heart goes out to them. This track here, which goes back down to Luxborough, is one of the tracks I took photos of, videos last year. I was going downhill. So this time it's different. We will come along this, going downhill on another walk. I walked through 3 separate woodlands last year when I came here, all of which were amazing. And I've mapped out a walk that links all 3. So maybe on Monday, when the weather's supposed to be glorious, I'll do that. Here it's mainly fir trees, isn't it? But you've got the bracken, golden bracken as it dies back, and the green lichen or moss on the dead branches. It is amazing. Just look how straight they grow, and the golden bracken, or brass coloured, is it brass coloured rather than golden? It's like somebody's been down on a mountain bike. I don't think I'd want to do that. No. People who have done mountain biking that I know have had serious accidents. One of my friend's partners has such a serious accident that He's now paralysed from the waist down. Still cycles though, one of those hand cycles. I mean, amazing bloke. Amazing. Look, you can see all the tree stumps where they've managed the forest, cut down some trees, and the others are either new or just left to grow. So very tall. This is a magical place. For me, this is a magical place. The trees fallen over there, broken. At the top here, I think it's at the top here, there's some amazing trees like that, where the trunks are so dark green with moss it almost looks black, and then you've got the amazing yellow orange leaves contrasting with the black. If I was an artist, I'd paint that. But I took a photo last year of loads of very straight trees like that, and we've got the black, well, they appear black trunks with the carpets of the most gorgeous coloured leaves underneath. I wonder if it'll be the same this year. Really, if you want to do woodland walks, this is what I believe to be one of the best areas in the UK to do it, or do them, should I say. But as I said, there is quite a bit of forestry commission, pine trees. Noisy pheasants. Oh, this is what I photographed last year. I thought it was down there, but it isn't, it's here. this section here, the mossy wall with the woodland behind, and these amazing trees. It was one of my best photos. I really hope the video brings out the colours, or maybe I can adjust them, I don't know, but look at carpet of beech leaves, and the leaves are just fluttering down. Friends of mine said this week that this time of year is a really good time to look at the leaves fluttering down and to think of each of them as worries and problems and stuff just floating down. Look at that up there. Can you see? I'm pointing to that branch with green moss and what's left of some beautiful beech leaves. Oh, this is it, the most beautiful section of woodland with these amazing beech trees. And we'll be back on a sunny day going in the opposite direction. Because I want to come here again. In fact, build a tree house and live here. But I think it'd be very different through other seasons. But really, this area is awesome for me. Or if you're American, you call it the fall, don't you? The fall. Let me know if you're watching this from outside the UK. Just be interested to know. It is amazing how on our small island we can get away from everything somewhere like this. I will be back later in the week. And now we've got oak leaves. Oh, these are those trees. I think they'll look much better when I come down here when it's sunny and the carpet of beech leaves will be, if that's what they are, beech leaves, will be showing off at their most golden. They do almost look black. I don't think the leaves are quite as advanced as they were last year, because it was second half of November I came down last year. Or maybe they are, maybe they're different every year. will put the relevant photographs from last year on the screen so you can see them when I edit the video. This is of course a managed forest because you can see the lines, straight lines. It's not natural. But that doesn't matter as long as we've got trees. So remember, we come to a junction of about 1 million paths up here. We'll probably do a walk. Ouch! Do a walk around Dunster at some point, maybe not. Just there's an awful lot of forestry commission around there. And on a good day you could probably see across to the Bristol Channel, maybe Minehead. So little baby fir trees, like Christmas trees. Pretty little fir trees. Makes you want to put lights on it and baubles and things, tinsel. Plenty of time for that. Soon, as all the ads are telling us it's Christmas coming, yeah. Oh. And my husband's 60th birthday, just before Christmas, and my son's 31st birthday on the same day. Yes, you heard that. Very busy time. Horse, or is it a pony? I don't know. Exmoor pony or just a wild horse. So we head across the common. Must be a bit spiky, whatever they're eating, because you've got a lot of gorse. They must be masochists. Let's eat lots of gorse that's going to tear our skin apart. They're obviously quite happy though. Must be bits of grass in between. This must be the top of the hill because we've got a marker thing. But Of course we can't see anything because it's of the low cloud. Here we are, this marker. Triangulation Station Ordnance Survey. So over there you'll have the Bristol Channel that we can't see. Which becomes the Atlantic further along the coast towards Devon, North Devon. It's a funny coastline here too, because it's, as I remember, it's very overgrown, so you don't actually get to see a lot of the sea. I remember when we did it in summer many years ago, loads of rhododendrons everywhere, like a weed. Well, they are a weed, aren't they, when they get out of control, like that. And you couldn't see the sea because of these rhododendrons. It's amazing up here, it's just so quiet, it really is. It's so quiet. So still a bit of yellow on the gorse. Doesn't smell of anything. So we've got gorse, we've got heather, but the heather I think has died back now. We've got the view you can't see over there. I think I might have to come here every year in November. I wonder what next November will bring. And so many things could happen between now and then on a global scale, but let's not think about that. I wonder if my mum will still be around. I really hope not. I had a pen friend who I wrote to for many years. I never actually met her. We just wrote. She lived down south somewhere. And I found out on Facebook a few years ago that she had died. And I said, "Oh no, I'm really sorry about that," to her husband. And he said, well, she'd had dementia for a number of years, and it was like a relief you know, because you've mourned them so much up to there and it's been so stressful. And now I can see why that is. You actually think, please, just let her pass away, let Mum just pass away in her sleep peacefully. Because that's what she wants. That's what we want. Because dementia is a horrible illness. And they're never going to recover. It's just going to get worse and worse. And it's got to be one of the only illnesses, physical, well, it is a physical illness because the brain is dying. It's the only one that isn't covered by the NHS. And so, unless you have under a certain amount of money, which is a ridiculously low sum of money, you have to pay privately, which is a terrible thing as well. Eye-wateringly expensive. And we still haven't sold Mum's flat. I mean, she moved out of it in, March, April? We've still not sold it. We need the money to pay for this blooming care home. That Mum hates. She says it's too posh. The bed is too big. She doesn't like the other people. She's rude to the staff, who are really kind. And she has apparently joined in with one or two activities, but you can almost picture it like a toddler with arms folded saying, no, 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 I'm not going to do that, I don't want to do that. Ugh. Anyway, let's check out where we are. I should have waterproofed my boots, of course, before I came here, but I didn't. It's all a bit of a rush because I've been ill. I'm so pleased that I feel pretty much okay now, though my appetite's not back properly. Oh. Right, so we're coming up to a crossroads where we take a right. Along here, I am guessing. Squelch. Squelchy. More squelchiness. Let's go this way. Come on. There we go. It's a bit boggy. Yuck. Some more ponies over there. You won't be able to see them. Camera's too low down. Or maybe it can. You see the ponies? Quite a few ponies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 7, one over there in the distance. They've all got little white snouts, noses. Oak leaves everywhere. The little oak trees. There's an oak leaf. Oak. Different colours there. And all the green moss. Getting ready for winter. My boots are very muddy. Very muddy. As you would expect. It'd be weird if they weren't. These are the best walking boots I've ever had. They're expensive. They're Scarpa boots. But they are really comfortable. And usually really waterproof. Gore-Tex. I don't think they quite recovered though from last January when my husband and me went walking in the Peak District. We rented a cottage for a week. It's a funny week because it'd been all the storms, there was so much water everywhere. And it was a mixture of extreme mud and bog and very difficulty really. Some of the terrain was just like a river, so you had to be quite creative in the way you found your way about. But there was the last walk, thank goodness, it was. Oh, and yeah, it was also snowy as well in some of the walks and frozen, so it was weird. But the last walk, I walked through a boggy field, really boggy, and I trod on into this bog, and it came right up to, virtually up to my knees. And of course all the yucky water from the bog went into my boots. It was horrible. And it was so cold that by the time I got back to the car, I took my boots off and my walking socks were frozen solid. Lucky it was the last walk. I had to really, really hose them out when we got back home. I don't think they're quite recovered since then. So normally over there you'd be able to get a view of the Bristol Channel looking towards Wales, but you can't see anything today. And Minehead. So weird childhood memories of Minehead. If you remember on my Devon, Dawlish, that's it, Dawlish bike ride, which of course goes along where the railway is. How we used to have a railway runabout ticket in the late 60s, early to mid 70s, as a family, where we could go anywhere. From Weston-super-Mare, where we were based, my grandparents lived there, all the way up to Totnes and Paynton in the westerly direction. And before the railway was closed and bought by the West Somerset Railway, there was also the British Rail line to Minehead from Taunton. And one day of the 7 days we had the ticket, we used to have to go to Minehead to visit an elderly aunt of my dad's, Aunt Eva. She was ancient, very ancient. Oh, Aunt Eva, more about Aunt Eva in a bit. She was weird. Right, we're coming up to what looks like some sort of junction. So, where do we go from here? Is this one of those gates you just can't open? How are you supposed to get through it? I don't know. Aha! I have found a way. Well. And now I can't put it back. Well, that'll do. Okay, right, we got through that without having to climb. Look at the few little beech or oaks, I don't know which they are, bringing some colour. Muzzy. We are heading to that lane. We won't be walking up it though, we'll be walking the other direction. More woodland. Beautiful. I seem to remember walking past here last year because I remember all this stuff there. Looks like they're planning a bonfire. A lot of stuff. So we go down here a bit and then we turn left into Druid's Combe Wood. Which is all rather beautiful. Look down there. Druid's Combe Wood. I wonder whether it had something to do with a druid, or whether it's a name derived from something else. Look at this. Druid's Combe Wood. It's amazing. Trees bordering the lane. Just look at the shapes. And then that grows out of that. Amazing. How unusual. I like Druid's Combe Wood. Look. Wow. Beech again. And this one here. Shapes are amazing. And then another one. How amazing. What? Some sort of parasite, I think. Going up, right up there. And winding. So into Druidscombe Wood we go, and we follow this track all the way down. It's all very dark, spooky. So you got all these fir trees, and then you get the odd beech tree. Well, that's oak. I love this. We've got all the moss, bits of bracken going on, and then all the fir trees, pine trees. And the other trees that have snuck in between. There's a lovely smell of pine. It smells like Christmas trees. dark, isn't it, in there? Really dark. Quite a steep descent this, so you can feel it in your knees, which is why I'm not doing it too fast. And also because I don't want to walk too fast, I'm enjoying it, just taking it all in. That's beautiful, isn't it? We've got either the oak or the beech breaking up the dark green of the pine trees. And the bracken, of course. Got more beech or oak breaking up the green down there. A magical druid's comb. Amazing splendour of the beech tree and the carpet of leaves. How gorgeous is that? It is amazing. It almost looks black in contrast with the leaves. So beautiful. So you've got all the moss. All the moss, which feels like fur. look, down there. This is beautiful. It's 2 beech trees actually, sort of joined at the hip, or is it one that's split into 2? It's so gorgeous, and a bit of holly. We've got holly going on. If you want English woodland, you have got English woodland in the amazing, magical Druid's Combe. And the marker says we go, carry on down there. Amazing tree. There's one good thing about walking solo. It's like cycling solo. You can do it at your own pace, obviously mindful of things like it getting dark and such like, but we're okay. You've not got people marching ahead and you just feel like you're whizzing through. You just do it at your own pace and just be. And okay, it'll make a long video, but who cares? Don't have to watch it, no. But it'd be nice if you did. So tell me in the comments below what you think of walking in autumn woodland in West Somerset. I can hear a stream or something. There's not too far to go actually, back to the car park, which is a shame. Yes, there's a stream down there. Druid's Combe, I love that. Druid's Combe. That'll be the title of one of the short versions of the video. I think I'll do one full-length video and then I'll chop it up into woodland sections of maybe an hour each, no more. It's funny, some people like the full-length videos and others prefer the shorter videos, so at the moment I'm doing both. Look at that, creeping up there. Some sort of parasite. Like a vine. There's another one there, creeping up it. Oh, we're nearly at the bottom of the wood. It's amazing here, I love it, don't you? So still, there's no wind. And I think the cloud's lifting too. It's not sort of drizzly like it was. so gorgeous. Look at that. The colours. Got some ivy. So we had holly, we had ivy, we've got oak, we've had beech, we've got bracken, we've got pine trees. We've got everything. And now I think we're coming back into the village. My leggings are very muddy, as are my boots. The Berghaus leggings, they're really good, so they feel a little bit loose because I lost quite a bit of weight with that norovirus. Though I shouldn't complain. I may maybe do that on another day, Withycombe Common, which is where we were, I think. That's another way to do it. Can't get enough woodland while I'm here. That's what I'm here for. Woodland. Look at that old post thing. Is it a replica or a model? Who knows? Definitely hear a stream. Here we are, the stream. This lane should take us back into the village, back to the car park. If you do this walk, you can park at the village hall. They've got a large car park and it's free. There's also charging for electric vehicles at £4 an hour. In case you were wanting to do this walk. The old blacksmith's shop. What a wonderful location to do your blacksmithing, or anything really. The stream is certainly noisy. There's a little waterfall here. Wow. Well, a big waterfall. Wow. How lovely. Is it Treborough? It's where I was staying last year. A little cottage in Treborough. Could have stayed there again this year because it was available, but it was quite a strange place. It was very cold in the bedrooms, very cold. It has underfloor heating, but they put carpets down, and so none of the underfloor heating came up through it. I mean, it was nice. It's just the place I'm staying in that Exford is nicer. It's a bit further away is Exford though from this particular area. 5 miles to Dunster. There's quite a nice walk you can do from Rosewater. I might do that while I'm here. We haven't done that since my son was quite small. Luxborough. They've got a lovely roll top bath in the cottage, and when I get back I'm going to have a lovely bath with some bubbles. And a cup of tea, maybe a slice of my toast. Brought some of my home-baked bread with me, and home-baked cookies. Yes, 2 types of home-baked cookies. Sweet little bridges across the stream. This particular village, in the 3 villages that comprise Luxborough, is Kingsbridge. I remember these cottages from a walk I did last year. Oh, we're back at the village hall. So, thank you for watching this video and for listening to my ramblings, and I'll catch up with you on the next video, another walk around this area. Thank you.